Hi guys, so I am back with another video today, and today I'm going to be doing my everyday quick and easy makeup routine. I feel like this one is one that gets looked past really quickly just because I feel like everybody feels like they need to make these like super glamorous eye looks, and I love watching those videos, but sometimes a girl or a boy just needs something super basic. They need some ideas on how they can look super snatched even on a regular day where they may just be working, running errands, going to the gym, just I don't know what you're doing, but just a really quick snatch that will work for the day. So that's what I'm here today to show you guys. So the first thing that we like to do over here is I personally love to use the Vital Greens face mist. I actually sprayed this before camera, but I don't mind spraying myself again because it smells that good. I just like to do this on days when I am just in a hurry, because sometimes I don't want to put a lot of moisturizer or a lot of product on my skin, so I just go in with this. And I also love to use my Benefit Eye Potent eye cream. Love this stuff, use this every morning, and I see a really big difference, especially those mornings where I am just running really late, I overslept, and I'm looking really sleepy. And I just feel like this, just applying it onto my eye area, like underneath here, makes such a difference, brightens up my eyes, refreshes and moisturizes my eyes, and gets them ready for the day. I feel like that is a really essential part to my morning, is putting on that eye cream after I wash my face and put on some spray or whatever I may be doing. I feel like if I leave the house without doing this part, there's gonna be problems. So I just like to use my ring finger and just kind of apply it all over, and then tap, 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 tap. So once we get that out of the way, we kind of let the eye cream set into my skin and just kind of rub these oils right here. I don't know why I was getting some oils down here, but I like to go in with my First Aid Beauty Skin Tint. I feel like this gives me super good coverage if I really need it, but it also can give me very light coverage and just even things out. You guys saw me talk about this in my favorites of 2017. I really love this stuff. It's not thick whatsoever, but it's still good coverage. And I also like the fact that it has great ingredients, and it also is really good with sunscreen. It has sunscreen 30, which, I mean, throughout the day you want to be just retouching the sunscreen, but I can tell you right now that just knowing, for me, just knowing that I already have something to protect my skin for a few hours is really good, because there's some days where I don't go in with sunscreen. There's some days where I just kind of skip it. So it's really good to have a product that already has that, so that you don't have to worry about it too much, especially when you're in a rush. I feel like when you're in a rush is when you just kind of like, oh my God, I can't do the most right now. I just have to leave the house and go. So that's why I like to use this. And then I'm just using my Delium Tools Kabuki brush, and I'm in the shade, if I can find it, I think it's medium. Yes, it's medium. They don't have many shade colors, which I wish they would. It's really disappointing, but I'm hoping that enough people like it so that they can expand their line, because First Aid Beauty really does have my favorite skin tint of all time. And now I am going to go in with my Benefit Concealer. This is the Airbrush Concealer. It is more of that natural finish. So this isn't going to give you like a super full coverage concealer. This is kind of just for like every day when you just kind of want to add a little something down here. And I just use my beauty blender. You can use a brush or whatever you want, but I like to just use my beauty blender. And I don't use it wet because it is more of a natural finish concealer. So I just use my beauty blender dry so that I can really give it that full coverage. But you guys know that I like to use a sponge to apply my concealer. I feel like that's just the best way for me to apply it, because I have a lot of creases in my under eyes, so I really like to blend out that product. I feel like me using a brush doesn't really get that job done for me, and it kind of ends up creasing anyway. So I like to go in with a precise sponge like this one. So there we go. You can see the big difference. It looks so good. So we can put our concealer away. I really love this stuff. If you guys haven't tried it, I would really recommend you going to Ulta or Sephora and just kind of testing it on your hands. But for everyday concealer, this is a really good concealer. So now I like to slightly just fill in my brows. I go in very lightly, nothing too crazy. I actually like to use the Foolproof brow product, and this is in the number 5. And what I like to do first, it comes with this really cute packaging where you have the eyebrow shape. First I go in with the lighter shade, and I'm just going to fill in certain areas of my brow. Now, on days where I'm just gonna be running errands and not really doing anything where I wanna look super snatched, I feel like this is the best way to do my eyebrows, because I kind of just want to make them look super natural and super like easy wearable brows. And usually the sparseness tends to be onto the second portion of the brow, which is the part where the darker shade is. So I just go in and just fill that tail. Benefit does a really good job of making products that are super friendly for all sorts of people who are into makeup, whether you're just a beginner or whether you're somebody that's like super like makeup savvy. I think it's cool that they cater to everybody, because I know a lot of people are super scared to try makeup because makeup can be scary. Like just the way that, you know, makeup has come so far, and just, you know, seeing those amazing makeup looks, and beginners are like, oh my God, I cannot do that. I'm just not even gonna try. But you can do it, and I feel like Benefit really allows you to experience a lot and kind of really make your eyebrows evolve with all their different products. Like my brows look completely different right now than they usually do when I use like Precisely My Brow or I use Ka-Brow. Like they have products for each type of person, whether you like something super natural or super dramatic. They have brow products for everybody, and I think that's super cool. So once I do that, I go straight to my lashes. And for lashes, I have to use my eyelash curler. Like I cannot do life without it, because my lashes are super tiny and that's just the way they are, which is why I'm always wearing eyelashes, just falsies. Sometimes I do get my lashes done. I get lash extensions, but that's usually when I'm traveling or like I just don't want to do my makeup, and that's what I use. But whenever I want to keep it super natural, I like to carry this travel size They're Real by Benefit in my little makeup bag. I do carry around a little tiny makeup bag with me whenever I go anywhere, because you sometimes need those like essentials in case something goes wrong, or in case you want to do your makeup and you know you didn't have time to do your makeup at home. It's always good to carry little makeup products in those little makeup bags. So I do carry this, and the reason I like this is because it adds so much length and volume to my eyelashes. Even though they're super tiny, I feel like I see the biggest difference when I add mascara. What I'm gonna do right now is just take a little bit of my Hoola Bronzer by Benefit, and I'm gonna take just my brush and add a little bit of that bronzer onto my crease. And the reason I'm doing this is because I feel like me adding just a little bit of bronzer adds a lot of it adds life to my eyes. And it kind of, you know, makes me look awake and kind of opens up my eyes just a little bit. I'm gonna take the Hoola Bronzer and just kind of warm up my face. I like to use this little brush that's in the Hoola Bronzer because it kind of reminds me of the NARS Ita brush. And I'm just gonna apply it just on my forehead to add a little bit of dimension, because you guys know I need some warmth in here. And then I'm gonna take my Galifornia Blush by Benefit as well. This is like my go-to blush right now. And I'm just gonna apply a little bit of this blush on my cheeks. Just to kind of add a little bit of color to my face. Okay, and before we finish the look with our lip, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a trick that I've recently been doing so much, and I feel like it's made such a difference. So I like to use the Porefessional Matte Rescue. It is like a gel-like consistency. It comes out in like this blue tint right here. And what I like to do is I actually like to apply it after I apply my skin tint. And the way that I do this is I kind of rub it into my skin like this. And then I go in and just apply it in the areas where I get extremely oily. So I like to apply it here and here. And then I use my sponge because it already kind of has the makeup in it, so it's not going to like take off makeup. And I just pat it in just pat the product in, and you can see that it instantly mattifies it. And I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. And it's just gonna be in the areas where you really get oily. So I'm gonna take a little bit more, apply it down here. And then we're gonna go on our T-zone. You go in with either the sponge like that, or you dot it and then you push it in. You don't wanna kinda like rub it out. You just wanna push it into those areas where you get oily. And I've noticed that it makes such a big difference. I don't know how I started doing that, but I think it was because there was one day where I was like, you know, I was doing my makeup, I was in a hurry, I was like, oh my God, I forgot to apply primer, what am I gonna do? So I went ahead and I'm like, let me try this, and it worked so great. It took the oils immediately off, and it also did a good job of making those areas not get oily at all, because sometimes you start to see the oils peek through even during my makeup process, and me doing that like completely took any oil away and kept me in place all day long. And I also do like to use the Porefessional Matte Rescue Primer on days where I don't wear any makeup at all, just to kind of retouch. So like sometimes I'll be out and this will be my makeup bag, and I'll be like, oh my God, I'm a little bit dewy right here. So I go in and just kind of apply it as if I was applying moisturizer, and it does a really good job. This is actually very comparable to my Estee Lauder Day Wear Matte Moisturizer Gel. Very comparable. This is definitely cheaper because this is the little small version, but I like to just take this with me to go, because obviously I'm not going to carry this big ass thing in my makeup bag when I'm, you know, traveling or when I'm just on the go every day. And of course I almost forgot highlighting, which would have been a problem, but I'm going to be using the High Beam, which you guys have known that I've been really enjoying to use. And I'm just going to put it a little bit on the back of my finger and just dot it like this, and you can see it gives me a very, very, very natural highlight, which on days where I'm just running errands or, you know, doing work stuff, I don't want to look like, you know, glowing to the gods. I just want to look, you know, put together and polished. So I really like to use this High Beam. They also have Sunbeam. If you have more of a tan, that will be really nice on you. Right now that I'm kind of more paler than I usually am in the summer, I do like to use the High Beam because I feel like it just complements my skin really well. And we're good to go with highlight. Very subtle situation, but sometimes subtle is a little bit better than going over the top. So for lip, I'm going to be using another Benefit product. It's like a Benefit day today, like for real. I've been really digging all these Benefit products, but I'm going to be using the Benefit Double the Lip. They're real. And I actually discovered this when I went into Ulta, and they have this like gorgeous Benefit display at every Ulta. And so I was like, I've always wanted to try these. I think I heard Kim Tai talk about these, and I was like, I need to get my hands on one. So this one was just like super natural. I needed something just for every day. And it just has some really natural, pretty colors. The packaging is gorgeous. So I just go in and apply it. The reason I like this is because it kind of feels like you're wearing a chapstick. Like it's super moisturizing, and it's also adds like a nice hint of pink onto your lips. It's just a wearable color. This is in the color Nude Scandal, and it just adds like the perfect pop of something onto my lips. So I love it. So this is the completed look. Very easy, wearable, super beginner friendly, everyday look. Whether you're a beginner or whether you're somebody that, you know, loves to do your makeup all the time, I feel like this is something wearable for college, for high school, for middle school, for your work life. If you're a mom, I think this is also a really, you know, polished look. You went from 0 to 100 super quick. So that being said, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new to this channel, because I wouldn't want you guys to miss the fun that we have on this channel for the world. So go ahead and subscribe. I'm gonna make sure you're subscribed. And that being said, I'll be seeing you guys super soon for a brand new video. Bye guys.